In this video presentation, I'm going to go through the tables part of mock exam 1. Download your instruction file and the database either from Moodle or from the description area of this video. Go to your downloads folder and find your downloads or wherever you downloaded the files to. So I have one mock 1 tables PDF and student database. I'm going to take these two files, right click and cut them, and on my desktop or wherever you want, could be on your Google Drive, a backup somewhere, I'm going to create a folder just to put this mock exam into. So I'm just going to create a folder called databases mock exam 1, and this is where I'll store my files from now on relating to this mock exam. So I'll paste these files into here. Go ahead and open up the instruction file 1 mock 1 tables. Let's read the instructions carefully. Create a new blank database file named students info and tell it to save into a folder with your name on it. Okay, we've created a folder on the desktop. You can follow this instruction as it is. You could create a folder exactly like this. Okay, so let's set up the database. Type Access into the Windows search bar and open up Access. Here you'll be presented with this home screen. Click Blank Database, and we were told to call it Students Info. Now save it to the folder that we created earlier. Go to Desktop, Databases Mock Exam 1, and I'll save it here. And then click Create. The instruction says remove table 1 from this database. So back in Access, you want to remove table 1. We're going to close it, and it will disappear. Or if it doesn't disappear, we can right click and we can remove it. The next instruction says import the student details table from the students database into your students info database. Change the name of the table to include your first name at the end of student details. Okay, so we need to go back to the database students info that we just created. Click on external data, new data source, from database, access. Browse to where you downloaded that students database, which should be in the same folder that we set up, databases mock exam 1. Here it is, student database. So make sure it's this database you're opening, not the database you're working on. Student database, click open. We're going to import tables. So yeah, the correct option is selected. I'm going to click OK. Click on student details and then OK. We don't need to save this import step. Click close. The instruction says change the name of the table to include your first name at the end of student details. So back in Access, make sure this isn't open. You can right click, rename, and put your name at the end. The next part of the instruction says print table and landscape and resize to fit one page. So now we need to open the table and then go File, Print, Print Preview. Change the landscape. You can click Print, but I'm going to send it to PDF just to show that I can achieve this without a printer. So I'm going to click PDF or XPS, and let's save it into the same folder. Click Publish. We don't need to save these steps either. Click Close. Point 4. In the student details table, rename the teacher field to Tutor. So back in Access, we can close this print preview. We're going to rename this field here Teacher. We can double click into the field here and just call it Tutor and press enter. Or you can go to Design View and you can rename the field here. The next point, point 5, create an index on the student name field. Do not allow duplicates. So back in Access, have your table in Design View, click Student Name. I'm going to come down here to this Field Properties panel and you're going to find Indexed. It'll say No. Click the drop down and choose Yes, No Duplicates. Point 6, delete the Experience field. So back here in the Design View, I can click on this grey area beside Experience and I'm going to click Delete Rows. And it's going to ask me, do I want to delete it? Click Yes. Point 7, change the format of the Date Started field to Short Date. Still in Design View here, click on the Date Started field. You'll see that it's a data type of date time. Come down to Format and choose Short Date. Point 8, change the field size of Tutor to 50. Back in Access, I'm going to go to Tutor, come down to field size and just type 50. Point 9, change all the web design courses to e-commerce. So if you're still in Design View and Access, we can't do this unless we go to Datasheet View. So back in Datasheet View, you're going to save those changes. You're going to click Yes to this. And you can find web design here and you can change it to e-commerce. Or you could do a find and replace. I could replace web design with e-commerce. And we can click replace or replace all. I click replace all. You'll see that there was two courses that were called web design and now they're changed to e-commerce. So just click your save icon here to save that. Point 10 in the instructions, sort the table in ascending order of age. So still in Datasheet View, I can click on age here. If I highlight the age field, I can click on ascending. And that means that age will be sorted from low to high, the youngest person first and oldest person last. Point 11, the student Anne Murphy was entered incorrectly. Change name to Anne Jones. Still in Datasheet View, let's find Anne Murphy and change Murphy to Jones. And again, click Save. Point 12, the student Martin Murray has left the course. Delete his records. Here in Datasheet View, look for Martin Murray. Oh, okay, there's a problem. There's a duplicate student here. Let's just change something on that student's name so it doesn't cause issues. Martin Murray, we need to get rid of him. And we're going to delete that field. Here you can press delete under records. I'm going to click yes. And the last part is print the table in landscape or to PDF and resize to fit one page. So again, I'm going to go to File, Print Preview, change it to landscape if it's not already in landscape. I'm going to export this to PDF. You could click Print, choose your printer, and choose whether you want to send it to PDF or to a normal printer. Say Microsoft Print to PDF. I'll choose this. And then I click OK. It's going to ask me where do I want to save it. And I'm going to go to Desktop. Database is Mock 1 exam. You'll see here I've got student details, your name. And let me just put in dash changed here to indicate that you made the changes. And that's the end of the tables part of the first mock exam.